What was the structure of what they discussed? And what do we know about the status of those talks?
Yeah, these are early talks. I would say there are still a few unknowns. There's no sense at this point what that investment could look like. There has definitely been some commentary this morning as people are sort of digesting this news, and you can see Intel shares are up some 12% or so since yesterday and today as they think about what this could mean for both companies. I think if you're Intel and you're looking at what it means to right-size a balance sheet in your foundry effort, could this mean Apple comes in and thinks about, sending foundry chip orders to Intel's foundry, potentially? Could this be something more on the product side? Could this be packaging for some of Apple's advanced chips? Maybe, but these are early talks, and I think this just goes to show that Intel is being quite proactive, especially since the United States government took a stake of 10% in an unprecedented move a few weeks ago. But I think, at this point, I think people are looking at this as a potentially positive move for Intel, maybe a little more of a middling / unknown move for Apple.
Yeah, and that's reflected in the stock move there. We've got 17 billion added in market cap to Intel, less so for Apple, because, well, Apple at the moment designs its own chips, but looks towards TSMC for that. How much do we think, though, that Apple's dialing in on the fact that they committed to $600 billion of investment in the United States?
Listen, I think if you're Tim Cook and you're at the White House in front of Donald Trump a few weeks ago saying that you're going to invest $600 billion over the course of a 4-year period, they already announced a $2.5 billion investment package with Corning, which makes Apple's glass for most of its iPhones. $600 billion is a lot of money. And, if you think about how that could be deployed in the United States, as far as Apple's Made in the United States pledge goes, this is about onshoring as much as it is about anything else. This is about satisfying the White House's plan to have American chips made in the United States. And to sort of satisfy some risk as to concentration in Taiwan, where Apple in particular manufactures most of its chips at TSMC.
For what it's worth, an Intel spokesperson declined to comment on our reporting, and Apple didn't respond to our request for comment. There's a history lesson that's important here. Apple, mostly in Macs, but also in phones until 2019, had a lot of Intel silicon in it. That relationship's changed. Explain that. Same with NVIDIA. NVIDIA and Intel had a rivalry history that's now changed.
Yeah, I think that is a really important point to underscore. About 5 years ago, Apple decided that it was going to transition away from Intel, mostly because it felt that Intel's technology, its actual processes to make some of these advanced chips, wasn't satisfactory enough. So that was kind of a painful breakup for those two companies, a relationship that started as far back as 2005, when then CEO Steve Jobs transitioned away from PowerPC chips toward Intel. I mean, that was kind of a rough breakup as far as Intel's chip-making ambitions in the United States went.